This is KBOI 2 News Midday.
Good morning and thanks for joining us for KBOI 2 News Midday. I'm Rick Douglas. Now to your top 11 stories at 11. No one was injured this morning after the driver of a vehicle struck the rear of a school bus in Kuna. The Ada County Sheriff's Office says the bus was stopped outside Reed Elementary when the crash occurred. 3 children were on board the bus. The school bus wasn't damaged, but the car was. Deputies say the woman behind the wheel was not cited. 3 people went to the hospital this morning after a 2-alarm fire broke out in a Boise duplex. That call came in just before 1 a.m. in the 4500 block of Collister Drive. When they arrived, fire crews say half of the duplex was already in flames. They were also told that someone was trapped inside.
One of our crews, while they advanced a hose line to start knocking the fire down, another crew made entry through one of the bedroom windows and was able to pull a female victim out of the building.
3 people from the burned half of the duplex were taken to St. Al's with various injuries, including burns and smoke inhalation. 2 people who lived in the other half of the building were able to make it out without injury. Investigators are still looking into what caused that fire. This morning, a family of 6 in Parma is homeless after narrowly escaping a fast-moving fire that destroyed their trailer home. The call came in around 6:30 last night. By the time firefighters arrived on East Wendell, the trailer was a total loss. A woman whose sister lives next door told KBOI her heart sank when she saw black smoke pouring from the home, knowing some family members were still inside.
My wife was at the front gate and she had just evacuated and was looking for her children. They have 4, and looking for her husband rather frantically. And they only had one way out of the trailer, and that was the front door. They had the back door blocked.
According to that woman, the husband ran back into the building, or rather to the trailer, to rescue his 2 youngest children. All 3 made it out safely, but the husband suffered burns to his hands. The family also lost a car that was parked next to the home. The 87th Annual Academy Awards are history, and last night's show, in the words of many critics, was a snooze fest. Weeks before it aired, there was already grumbling about the lack of diversity among the nominees. And coming at the tail end of the award season, the ceremony at Hollywood's Dolby Theater lacked the element of surprise. All the major awards were given to the lucky few who already had picked up Golden Globes and Guild Awards along the way. A full report coming up. Bikers and pedestrians will face a detour in Boise while crews work on a portion of the Greenbelt. The stretch of the Greenbelt from Fairview Avenue to the 30th Street pedestrian bridge will be closed while crews make repairs to the pavement. That work's expected to be completed by the end of the week. This morning, federal investigators are back at the scene of a plane crash in downtown Spokane. The Piper Malibu Mirage crashed about 1:40 yesterday near an old railroad bridge, but away from the busiest part of the city. A witness reported the plane's engine appeared to sputter before the aircraft banked and then crashed upside down. Spokane police say the pilot was unresponsive and had to be freed. He was taken to a local hospital in critical condition. Federal officials have released a new 15-year management plan for the Deer Flat National Wildlife Refuge near Nampa. The plan allows for water skiing, but incorporates new no-wake zones, and it restricts where speedboats can operate. Deer Flat officials say the plan balances the needs of wildlife and people. It's now up to the regional director of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to approve or modify it. Well, it's starting to feel a little more wintry in the Treasure Valley, but it's still been a rough season for local ski resorts. Still, Bogus Basin's general manager says that shouldn't stop snow lovers from looking forward to next year.
You have to be an optimist if you're in the snow business, and I'm pretty certain it's going to come back.
Boise's local resort wrapped up its big season pass sale last night, but prices are still fairly low. Adult season passes start at $259, and they're good for the rest of this season as well. To find out where you can purchase your Bogus season passes, just head to our website, kboi2.com, and click on news links. A new video from the terrorist group Al-Shabaab calls for attacks on malls in Canada, the UK, and here in the U.S. The video mentions specific shopping centers, and U.S. officials are taking the threat seriously. Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson said there is no credible or specific evidence suggesting an attack on malls, but he did warn shoppers to be particularly careful. At the Mall of America in Minneapolis, the country's largest, officials have stepped up security just in case. Operations at 2 Washington state ports are getting back to normal following the agreement on a tentative labor deal. The ports of Seattle and Tacoma resumed normal operations Saturday night, one day after the U.S. Labor Secretary announced a tentative deal with the union representing dock workers. Washington intervened after those dock workers were locked out earlier this month. The impasse led to a logjam of cargo ships all along the West Coast. If you want to visit the happiest place on earth, you'll have to shell out some more Mickey money. Disney World announced over the weekend that one-day ticket prices are now $105 plus tax at the Magic Kingdom. The one-day ticket price for Disney's Animal Kingdom, Disney's Hollywood Studios, or Epcot went from $94 to $97. Multi-day ticket prices and passes went up as well. According to the Orlando Sentinel, both Disney World and Disneyland set record attendance in the company's last quarter.